have senior visual arts major and theater minor Alexis. Woo! Thanks. Yeah, I told Emily just a little bit ago, I was like, I'm really nervous about this, because usually when I get up in front of a group of people like this, it's because I've memorized a script and rehearsed it for 2 months and get to hide behind a character and not stand here and just talk. So, but yeah, I'm going to do my best, and I'm basically here to tell you why I love the arts, why I love being an art major. And I know there are probably a handful of you, if not a lot of you, who don't consider themselves art majors, don't consider themselves artistic, but to try and help you to consider what you can gain from taking some sort of art class, whether it be, you know, the 2D arts, the visuals, or the performing arts. So first off, why I love my major, and I have several reasons. First off, the first thing I wrote down was I love the community of art. Like, it's just, the art world is just such, you know, at one point it's very individual, but it's also such a community. When you take these classes here, when you go out and you're among artists, like, you really get a sense of how you all work together and how you are all just like this huge support system. And it's really helpful to me to know that, you know, I have these people that are surrounding me, and I can work and talk with them and get feedback, and it's just really a wonderful community-based world. Art for me is also my source of meditation. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, what's going on through the week, how my day was, but if I sit and I allow myself to just sit in front of a canvas and paint or draw or be in a show, like it's my source of forgetting, you know, the troubles of the world and forgetting the burdens and really kind of coming back to my center of being and just kind of being in life, just being there. Also, I'm a very visual learner. I learn things by seeing, by being hands-on. You know, I can't learn by reading a book or by, you know, listening to an audio tape, because I also have ADD. So I'll hear like, butterflies. I'm like, oh, butterflies. There's butterflies the other day. Wait, what's going on? So I have to see it. I have to touch it. I have to feel it. And so the arts allows me to do that, allows me to learn by using those kinds of senses. And I love being able to do that. And there's always food in the art department, so it's also a bonus. Yeah, Claire and Barb Dryman are great cooks. So I want to talk about like why, you know, none of those things that I just said really catch your attention and interest you in art. I'm hoping that I can kind of give you some other things that will. I feel like the arts really start to allow you to think of the world through quality and not quantity. I feel like we live in a world today that sees its value in everything in numbers. You know, you're only valuable if you have a certain number of something. You know, it's about money, it's about having as much as something as you can, about, you know, just numbers, just amounts of stuff. But through art, I feel like there's a sort of quality, like it's not about seeing something and thinking, oh, it's worthless, but seeing it and thinking, it's being able to see what it can become, what it can be. It's like people who do murals, you know, they go into places a lot of times that people say it's not worth it, this place, the people who live here are not worth it. But they create these beautiful things and really kind of bring the community in to see we are worth it, and this is something that is of value. And I feel like that's really important for us to understand, is that, you know, the world isn't about quantity, it is about quality. And it does help to, when you take these classes, you do start to change your perceptions of the world and start to think about things like that. Art is also a great window into learning about other cultures. I mean, are any of you here thinking of taking like cross-cultural classes or like going overseas or something? Anyone in here? Good, a lot of you. Consider really taking like an art class, like an art history class even. And because art is like the language of the world. Every culture can communicate through art. And it's what really connects us. You know, if you go back through history, that's how we kept our records, is through art. And that's how we, even today, know certain things through cultures, is from what we've learned through their art. So if that's something that's really important to you, I would definitely tell you to consider taking a class so that you can really, when you go to those places, you can really say, hey, I understand this, I know where this came from, or I know your history because of this. And it helps you to really appreciate that culture. Excuse me. Also, are there any history majors in here, by any chance, or people who are planning on taking a history class? Are you a history major? Have you taken an art history course? Do it. They're so connected, and it really helps you to get a well-rounded understanding of the history through that. Telling and because I took ancient history. I'm not a history major, but I did take ancient history, and I remember going through there and thinking, I already know this. I took art history for 2 semesters, and it was great. So it's just things like that, like being able to kind of be a part of the world through that kind of art form. I also kind of wanted to let you guys know that there is something really exciting happening next year in the art department. Basically, things are going to change to allow people like you, people who aren't necessarily art majors, to go and take hands-on art classes for gen eds. You can take painting now, and drawing now, and ceramics, and photography, and you can do those things now. They're available to you to do, and I really highly encourage you to do that. I mean, if you've heard anything that I've been saying that, like, oh yeah, but I'm really interested in that, definitely try and consider taking one of those classes that are going to be available, because it's a great experience, and I think you guys will love it. Even if you don't consider yourselves to be artists, I seriously think that you will all find something in those classes worth taking away. I should really use my notes. I think that's about it. But I mean, if this is something you want to talk about more, like I'm more than willing to sit and talk with you. I know I didn't really talk a lot about like theater and performing arts, but I mean those things are just as important as the visual arts. They do the exact same thing. And but yeah, if it is something you're interested in, feel free to like stop me in the hallway and say hi, or if you see me eating lunch alone like I tend to do, reading a book.